What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith. As you can read across the screen right now, the Blindside subject, Michael Oher, says adoption by Touhou family was a lie, and he was cut out of money from the movie. So we're going to take and read an article today from NBC News. There's a lot of different articles. Complex did a thing, ESPN, CNN, pretty much every news outlet. I'm shocked by this, y'all. I remember reading, and I'm gonna read the article here in just a minute. I'm gonna share the whole article on the screen, and let's talk about it. I want everybody to go in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts on this matter. Obviously, there's two sides of every story. But man, if this is true, if this in fact is true, it is so disheartening. It really is, man. For a young man to be taken advantage like that, it's frustrating. But let's read the article. Okay, let's go. Let's kick this off. It says former NFL star Michael Oher, subject of the book and movie The Blindside, alleges that the couple who took him in as a teenager misled him into believing they were adopting him and instead placed him in a conservatorship, according to the court filing Monday. That is today. The lie of Michael's adoption is one upon which conservators Lei Ann Touhou and Sean Touhou have enriched themselves at the expense of their ward. And undersigned, keywords right here, undersigned Michael Oher the petition to terminate the conservatorship in Shelby County Court in Tennessee, said. And then it says the story of Oher and the Touhou family became the subject of an Oscar-winning film, The Blind Side, starring actor Sandra Bullock, and she played the role of Lei Ann Touhou. Please forgive me, I'm saying these names wrong. The film is based on a Michael Lewis book of the same name, chronicled Oher's life as a homeless child through his college football career and eventual NFL stardom. So I'll stop here, right, just for a moment. For those who have not watched the movie The Blind Side, hey, some spoilers here. Great movie, right? When you watch it, it's not so great anymore. Because it's when I watch this, man, I cried. I cried because here's this young man who comes from this broken home. Nobody wants him. It's a dangerous neighborhood. And here comes this lady, kind of like a saint. That's what they will call white savior movies. My whole thing is like, whoever helps you, it don't matter where they're from, right? You know what I mean? Like there's tons of black families who help white kids and white families who help black kids and from other ethnicities and so forth, right? This is not the story of every single family. I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, well, man, I knew this happens. You hear about like Madonna and Angelina Jolie, or like there's some famous actress who adopted a kid from like somewhere in Africa recently and started dressing him up like a girl, and he's 4 years old, right? You start hearing these crazy stories, but this article is not to paint a picture of, wow, this is everybody out there is like that. But unfortunately, these people out there do exist. Okay. But anywho, watch the movie if you guys get a chance, if you want to. Again, kind of like the movie Captain Phillips, this Hollywood comes up with a true story once again, quote unquote. But I'll continue the article. It says the Touhous negotiated a deal with 20th Century Fox that left Oher without any payment for the rights to his name, likeness, and life story. Without the Touhou family, in life story, the Touhou family received a contract price of $225,000 in addition to 2.5% of the film's net proceeds, the petition states. So this family got the bag. That's what it sounds like to me. I mean, that's like, that will pay for a house, more than a house payment, Let me continue. The film grossed over $300 million. The petition says a $200,000 donation was also made to Lei Ann Touhou's charitable foundation. Wow. So she donated to herself. I mean, who knows? Again, this is alleged. We don't want to start fake news on here, but let's continue to read the article. Oher made no money off the film. The petition said no money off the film, which was released after he completed his college career and would not have impacted his NCAA eligibility. Excuse me. Okay, well, that one makes sense because, these college players get paid now, but at the time, folks could not get paid before. All right, let's continue. And we're about halfway through this read here. According to the petition, Oher does not recall signing the agreement for the rights to his life story. The document has a signature that appears to be his, but nobody ever presented this document to him with any explanation. His petition accuses the Tuhois of a breach of their fiduciary duty as conservators, so gross and appalling that they should be sanctioned by this court. Holy cow. There's a video here. I don't want to get demonetized, but I will have the link to this article down below. Okay, so y'all can go ahead and read along with me. Oher, again, that's a football player, was a ward of the state of Tennessee by the age of 11, and was a homeless as a child, according to the filing. A friend's father helped Oher enroll in Briarcrest Christian School in 2002, where Oher played both basketball and football. The families of classmates often let Oher, who fell through the cracks of a broken social system, stay in their homes during his time, the petition said. So he was basically couch surfing. He was staying with different families so they can take and help him out. Let's go ahead. Let's continue. Where other parents of Michael's classmates saw Michael simply as a nice kid in need, conservators Sean Tuhoy and Leanne Tuhoy saw something else: a gullible young man whose athletic talent could be exploited for their own benefit, the petition said. Oher alleges that the summer before his senior year, after he became a legal adult in July 2004, the Tuhoys offered him a place to live with their family in their home. The couple said they would legally adopt him, and Oher believed them, the petition said. Oher only learned in February that the documents he was asked to sign by the Tuhoys, under the belief that it was part of the adoption process, were actually conservatorship papers that would strip away his legal rights, the petition said. The Tuhoys allegedly told him that he was no longer a minor. The adoption paperwork was titled a conservatorship, the petition said. At no point did the Tuhoys inform Michael that they would have the ultimate control over his contract, and as a result, Michael did not understand that if the conservatorship was granted, he was signing away his right to contract for himself, the petition said. The conservatorship was granted until Oher reached the age of 25. So you got to think, at this point, y'all, stop here for a sec. He's already in the NFL. Let's continue. To the age of 25, or until the court terminated the order, but the arrangement was never terminated, Oher's petition said. In addition to termination, Oher's petition requests the court issue an injunction barring the Tuhoys from using his name and likeness. A phone call to Sean Tuhoy was not immediately returned to NBC News on Monday. The attorney who filed the initial 2004 conservatorship case on behalf of the Tuhoys said he had not yet spoken to the couple about Oher's new filing. And then the article wraps up, just says Tuhoys, former representatives at the Creative Artists Agency, said they have not worked with the family since 2007. Wow, guys. Okay, that is the article. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen here. That's a lot to unpack. I'm going to say a couple things, man. Wow, that's really disheartening. That's really disheartening if, in fact, this is all true. If, in fact, this is all true. Now, when the movie came out, I remember reading an article a couple years ago, and it was saying how Michael Oher basically, he didn't like how the movie depicted him as like a big dumb ogre. Now, Hollywood oftentimes takes and does this. They'll have it could be from any walk of life. They'll have a movie, and if they'll take maybe 10% of that truth and 90% of it's a lie. You know what I mean? It's like it's just a flat out lie. But hey, if the lie is greater than the truth, who cares about the truth? Does truth even matter anymore, right? So I mean, it's just immensely frustrating to take and see this, man. A young man who's been through the fire and back. And this is, you got to imagine, like, the movie The Blindside, y'all, came out like years ago. I want to say probably like 14 years ago. And for people to, look at him like he's a big dumb idiot, man, that is immensely frustrating. And at that time, you could picture what his mindset is like. I just want a roof over my head. and I want somebody to love me. And love will make you do crazy things. It will make you believe in people who you thought loved you. It hurts like hell. Then people look at you like a crazy person. You know, I guarantee you there's probably someone out there who is in this circle of, well, we did this for you. We took you in. Don't you think we should get something? You know what I mean? And you know, I've heard I think it was Patrick Willis, I believe it is. I don't want to start on fake news. I think it was Patrick Willis, you know, black man, was adopted, you know, by a white family. I didn't hear any of this type of crap in there. You know, like sometimes people legit just want to help. Legit just want to help. I remember being a young kid and I wasn't homeless at 11, but there was times I was couch surfing at other people's homes at the age of 14. And senior year of high school, I was homeless. And I had, you know, I was couch surfing. I was staying with different families. And all I wanted, and I could imagine Michael Oher probably felt the same way. His situation sounded like it was much worse than mine. All he wanted was love and a place to live. It's not a science to it. You know what I mean? And it isn't a situation like, you know, with Colin Kaepernick. You know, he called out his white adopted parents who've had his back, you know, when the president of the United States called him a POS, you know, and then he comes back later and says all kinds of crazy stuff. It's like, man, even if they weren't exactly perfect, man, did you really have to do that? That's kind of corny, right? Like, Michael Oher doesn't like attention. He's not in the public eye. He don't like attention. Like, this is a guy who literally just wanted love and a family to take him in. I mean, in the movie, he had I think it was a little brother, little sister and stuff like that. Like, I was like, man, I watched this movie and I felt so good about myself, man. I went to bed with a big smile on my face. I felt uplifted. It's one of those type of movies. Now, I don't think the directors, other than making Michael Oher look extra dopey and stupid, you know, as if he couldn't think for himself, you know, other than that, you know, it seemed like a good movie, right? But then to hear this, I was like, golly, man, this is gonna get ugly. This is gonna get ugly. So, anywho, that is my thoughts on the whole Michael Oher situation and him, you know, hey, taking his adopted quote unquote parents to court, man. So, you guys comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Be sure to smash that subscribe button. I cover the whole entire NFL. I hope you guys enjoyed this time with me here today. Got a lot more great content. Catch y'all next time in the Touchdown with Doug Smith.
Turn 100 for the touchdown. King crown gain inside, leading your town. Hit you faster than the sound. Bad boy, throw it down. Yeah, I'm ill, not my will. Don't cop a fill the house. Listen to the roaring crowd. Drop a light, calm it down. Heisman, all the haters mouth. Superhero hit them wow. Packing more action than bing, boom, bam, pow. Touchdown for the win. We live, subscribe right now.